I was more so relying on others,
Okay.
taking signals from others and, just relying on that to be what would make me profitable.
Hey trader, welcome back to another top tier interview. Brittany Hughes here, and we have Brian Crandell here with us today, successful day trader, and I'm excited to get into this conversation. Again, before we begin though, I need you to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can always be in the know of when we have a new YouTube video dropping. But Brian, thank you for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. You live in Miami.
Yes, I currently live in downtown Miami. I've been here for about 2.5 years now.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, nice. How I like to start this conversation off is, of course, giving you your flowers. If you want to share an achievement, a recent achievement that you had, either trading your personal account, trading prop account, trading in general, if you want to share anything.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think my most recent achievement is collaborating with a good friend of mine, Antonio Lama. We're both, collaborating together, bringing a brand up together, pay to play. I'm sure you guys will hear about it soon, but that's probably my biggest achievement right now.
Okay, great. Can you tell us a little bit about pay to play?
Yeah, so it was a company that actually Lama started himself. Me and him just got connected a little while ago. We connected pretty quick. Been talking, we talk every single day. Wake up in the morning, we talk. Before we go to sleep, we're on Discord, we're on the phone talking. But we've been chopping it up a lot. We both have the same idea on what it is that we want, and that is, helping people, helping others get to where we are, and even getting beyond where we are. So that's what we're building. It's going to be a course. It's going to be a community. We have a free Discord right now with probably about 1,000 people in there.
Nice.
Just giving out, free educational content, some free trading ideas, and just having everybody together in one area to just be around like-minded individuals.
Okay, cool. Did you see yourself, how long have you been trading for?
I've been trading for, seriously, I'd say 3 years.
Seriously, 3 years, and then let's count the not serious
You can
years.
go 4.
4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see yourself 4 years ago being at the point now where you have a growing community and you're rolling something like this out?
I did, and that was one thing that kept me going,
Okay.
honestly, because when I started out, I was not successful when it came to trading. I was losing. I was getting my butt kicked. So that kept me going, knowing that what things look like on the other side and where I could possibly be. I wasn't going to quit. I wasn't going to stop, because I know, one good win could make back, everything that I had going on. So that was, my drive. So I knew I would be here. There was no surprise to this day. I'm still not surprised when I see big things happen. So, yeah.
Okay, let's take it back then. I want to know what you were doing before you even discovered trading. You live in Miami now. Where are you from? Fill me in. I want the backstory.
So I am from Maryland,
Okay.
the Baltimore, Columbia area of Maryland. Before I started trading, I was in school. I graduated from Stevenson University with a legal study degree. I ran track. I was a short sprinter, so that was always my main focus, is running track and going to school. I discovered trading through friends. They were in a company, working with a company. They wouldn't say it wasn't too much trading going on.
Yeah.
But I heard about it through that. So
Were you in college when you heard about it?
I was in my senior year of college.
And what were you planning? Like, if you hadn't been exposed to trading, what were you planning to do?
Going to law school.
Okay.
Yeah, going to law school and studying corporate law.
Okay.
That was my plan. That was what I was definitely going with.
Okay. That obviously didn't happen. So you were exposed to trading.
Yeah. So I was exposed to trading my senior year of college. I ended up, after taking a good amount of losses, I'm like, okay, cool. I got to go another route when it comes to the educational side of things. So I got a mentor. Paid for a mentor, and was working with him one-on-one. And when I felt ready, I ended up funding an account with $1,500.
Okay.
Just right into a broker account.
And how long? Like, when was this? A year later? 6 months later? After you had?
It was probably about a month later. Yeah,
Okay.
about a month later after working with him one-on-one, because again, I had a little bit of knowledge.
Okay.
And I was comfortable with, okay, cool, let me give this a go.
Got it.
put $1,500 into a broker account, and 2.5 months, I took that to 40K.
Wow.
I went to my mom. I told her, I said, listen, this is what I'm going to do. You know, I'm not going to go to law school. I'm going to get me an apartment. I got me an apartment in Hampton, Virginia. So I don't know if you heard of Hampton, Virginia anymore, but it's really small. It's like country, pretty much. There's really nothing to do out there outside of focus on what you want to focus on and eat good food.
Okay.
So I was out there. I had my head down for 6 months. I said, hey, I'm going to sit out here for 6 months, and I'm going to move to Miami from there.
What'd your mom have to say when you're like, this is what I'm doing?
Wasn't too much for her to say. I showed her I make 40K.
Yeah.
You're like so she was, she was okay about it. They weren't, my family didn't know anything about trading. So it was like, go to work, do your regular routine and whatnot. I'm like, I think I'm gonna do something different. I see how that played out for not only my family but other people, and just wasn't something that I was interested in.
Okay.
So yeah, I was out in Hampton for 6 months. Put my head down, did what I had to do, and came out here to Miami. And my whole goal was to be around more people like myself, who was in the same niche as myself, and just other entrepreneurs. Because back at home, I just felt stuck. Like I felt like I've gotten to that peak of where I was going to be. And it was just time to go somewhere else.
Yeah, you needed to lean into the being able to be exposed to more people doing similar things to you. It's kind of like you reach a cap when you're by yourself, and it's a bit, of course, isolating as well. So you moved to Miami, and then how long into your trading journey did you move to Miami?
So I was probably about I want to say like a year and a half.
Okay.
A year and a half into my trading journey, maybe a little bit over that, before I moved to Miami.
What kind of growth did you see in yourself when you moved to Miami and you were surrounded by other traders and people who thought like you?
It was just, it was different. Like I started taking it a lot more serious instead of just going through the normal, like, day-to-day, hey, like I'm placed in this position or, whatnot. I started treating my trading more so like a business.
Okay.
And not only focusing on trading, but just business as a whole. Just because there's so much around trading that, you can do when it came to helping people. I made that a huge focus of mine when I came out here. It was like, there is so many people out there who needs assistance when it comes to trading. They don't have access to a lot of different things. Courses can be a bit expensive. I can make a course and make it a bit more cheaper, a little bit more affordable for others. Even access-wise, it's almost impossible to get access to, traders who are really up there. Like getting on a one-on-one call with certain people is nearly impossible. So being able to offer that, just things like that. So it just pushed me overall to just be better when it came to trading and just business too.
Okay. When did you start trading on prop firms? You said you funded your own personal account with $1,500, flipped that into what, 40 grand?
Yep, 40K.
When did you make the shift, or when did you start trading with prop firms?
It was around, I want to say February of 2022. It was February of 2022. I just took like $2.5 to $3 million, using various different firms, challenges. I did them all at once. And I think I finished them around like February 22nd. It was around when like Top Tier, they had the OG certificates.
Okay.
It was a lot more different than what the certificates are now.
Yeah.
But yeah, around February is when I started trading with prop firms.
And you're still currently trading prop firms?
Yes.
You're also trading with your live account?
Correct.
Okay. What do you prefer when it comes to either of those two?
I prefer, that's a tough one.
Honest answers only.
I prefer a live account.
Yeah.
Solely because, again, you can withdraw when you want. A lot of things are on you. You kind of make up your own rules, the whole nine. But at the same time, I think it is much wiser to trade with, the prop firms, solely because of the amount of capital that you are able to leverage with them. The rules that they do have set in place, because those are important. Like with me, I know trading with prop firms made me so much better when it came to trading my actual live capital,
Mm-hmm.
solely because just knowing how to leverage an account is a skill within itself. Yeah, I'm just so much more disciplined after trading with prop firms, for the time period that I have traded with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say I prefer trading with a live account, but
Of
it makes more sense,
course.
especially if you don't have a lot of capital. If you don't have a lot of capital, you have to go trade,
Yeah.
with prop firms. It makes complete, and there's no reason for you to throw $1,000 into a live account when you can go get yourself a $200,000 account
For that same $1,000.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you're doing 10% on your $1,000, or you're doing 10% on $200,000. You pick which way you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you, but it definitely makes more sense to trade with a prop firm.
Yeah. You mentioned that you have been trading seriously for about 3 years, in total about 4 years. When was that shift for you? Like what in your mind changed, and when did it change when you kind of had that shift from, okay, I'm gonna take this seriously now?
Losing.
Mm.
Losing, and just having those setbacks, and it all came from me not taking the craft serious, like trying to take signals and
Yeah,
stuff
what
like
were
that.
you doing during that time?
I was more so relying on others,
Okay.
taking signals from others, and just relying on that to be what would make me profitable.
Mm.
And that's not the way. There's too many people. One, there's too many people selling signals.
Yeah.
Anybody can sell signals, so you don't know if
You
they're
don't.
good or not.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was the biggest thing, just relying on others really to make the gains for me. That's where I was going wrong, and not putting in time on the charts. I wasn't putting in any time on the charts, none. I was just going through my day, enjoying myself, placing a trade when the trade was sent out, and that was that. If win or loss, that's what it was. And after a good amount of time, it's like, okay, no, you know what, I actually have to go in and study this craft. If I do genuinely want to be good at it, I have to put time in.
I know people who are tuning into this interview some people are at that stage.
Mhm.
They're at the stage where they're losing and maybe failing challenges, blowing accounts, and that shift is coming for them soon. What did you start to do differently when you did have that mindset shift? What were the things that you started to implement?
I started investing into education.
Mm.
So instead of purchasing signals, purchasing courses. And not just purchasing the courses and forgetting about it. No, when I purchase that course, I'm actually studying that course, and not just me looking at it and listening to what they're saying. No, I'm studying it, just like me going to school and I have to study for my exams. I'm doing the same thing when it comes to these educational courses with trading. So, while I'm going through the course, I'm actually on the charts trying to implement these different things as well. So if I'm going through a support and resistance, video or webinar, I'm on the charts, mimicking that. And I'm doing it over and over again until I feel like I'm comfortable, until I feel like that it's correct. So I was on the charts for pretty much all day. The only time I would leave my house was to go to the gym or go get something to eat, because I wasn't cooking at the time. So I was eating out. But that would be the only time. Outside of that, I'm in the house and I'm on the charts. So I was on the charts for countless hours. I wasn't counting whatsoever. I'm just on the charts until I pass out.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then what are you looking at now when what are your A+ setups? What's your strategy when you're going into trade? What kind of a trader do you consider yourself?
I'm a swing trader.
Okay.
I'm definitely a swing trader. I can sit in my positions from anywhere to a couple hours, couple days, maybe even a week. Like it really just depends on how long that setup takes to play out. I'm a big technical trader, so I'm looking at confluences. If I'm taking a setup, I like to see at least 4 different confluences. But also I'm paying attention to fundamentals as well, because being that I'm a swing trader, fundamentals play a big role. I took a gold short last night from the 2032 range. Still in it right now. And I had to pay attention to NFP this morning, just because I knew that it's obviously going to move the market. But yeah, I'm a huge technical trader mixed in with fundamentals. The fundamentals have to make sense. It has to align with my technicals in order for me to even be involved in a position. There's sometimes, it takes me a couple of days to even get into a position, because my markups are on a weekly and daily level. So yeah, it takes quite some time.
Yeah. Have you always been a swing trader?
I have not. I've been a swing trader for, I'd say, the past like year. Yeah,
Okay.
like year. That's what I realized that I was just more comfortable with. I like the style so much more. I'm completely okay with being patient and sitting on my hands if I have to.
Okay.
I don't feel any kind of way about it. If I miss something, cool. There's another day. There's another trade. So
Was that something that just came naturally to you, or did you have to learn patience?
I had to learn it. I definitely had to learn it, and I think once I learned it, it was very easy for me. And then
Okay.
it transitioned over to just me as a person. Like in life, I'm just patient. Nothing can, you know, really bother me. Nothing can get on my nerves because I'm so patient with everything.
Okay.
And yeah, it just transitioned over to that.
Yeah. What role has psychology played in your trading journey in terms of what are some of the things that you've had to overcome when it came to your psychology and mindset?
It was everything because for me, psychology was the reason I was losing in the first place.
Okay.
I would be in a position and I would close it just because, like, during the process of the position, oh no, this doesn't look good, like, and then suddenly it plays completely out. And it was just solely because of how I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And I'm not being patient with that setup. I'm not confident in that setup because if I'm confident, I'm just going to let it play out. So that was like always my biggest problem. And that was something that I had to fix.
Okay. And then risk management. How has that played a role in your success?
My risk management is, me personally, I feel like it's phenomenal.
Okay.
When I take losses, they're very small. It really doesn't make a difference. And my wins are huge. A lot of my targets are 300 plus pips. My stop losses, I stick anywhere between 20 to 50 pips.
Okay.
So risk management wise, I think I'm phenomenal with. And a lot of that comes from me trading prop firm accounts.
Okay.
You have to have good risk management trading prop firms accounts. That's the only way you're going to get through it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I say that prop firms invite us to become better traders.
Yep.
They invite us to dial in on the skill set, the discipline that's needed. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the main goal is to be able to leverage these accounts, grow your own capital, and have your own personal account with as much as you would have in a prop firm account.
Correct.
While still leveraging the prop firms as, I mean, if they're here, you might as well leverage the opportunity that they present you with.
Yep.
And then in addition to that, the barriers, the restrictions, again, allow for us to really fine tune and dial in what's the most important part, which is the discipline, the risk management, the skill set in and of itself. So then when we go to trade our live account with our own capital, of course you have more freedom there, but still keeping in mind those foundational parameters of risk management and discipline that every successful trader should have in their back of their mind.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with that. And I tell people that all the time. Some people, they'll get upset because of these specific parameters that they have to abide by. But it's like, it makes sense. Like, you should want to abide by them. You shouldn't want to risk more than that specific percentage per day. And especially if you're trading somebody else's capital. Like, I wouldn't want you to risk 60% of the capital I'm giving you, on one single position. It's foolishness.
Yeah.
So, no, it definitely makes sense.
You are in a position now where you're educating and mentoring people. Is that correct?
Correct.
Who are some of the people that have inspired you or like helped you in your journey to now put you in this position where you're now educating and mentoring others? Did you have anyone that you learned from, that you used to pull maybe inspiration from, that's gotten you to this point? That's not gotten you to this point, but has helped you?
Yeah, I would say the two biggest people for me that I've always watched, and I purchased courses from them. I purchased anything that they put out along my journey. Is 1Q.
Okay.
I started with WSA when I got into trading, and on top of that, this guy named Sammy. He's from Canada. I don't know. He's pretty private.
Shout out, Sammy.
So a lot of people don't really know too much about him, but those
Okay.
two right there were a big inspiration to me when it came to trading.
Okay. And then any resources? I know for me personally, and for so many individuals, we don't go to school to learn how to trade in the financial markets.
Correct.
We either are self-taught, we learn from someone who was self-taught, so on and so forth. So I find that continuing education is really important when it comes to technicals, when it comes to fundamentals, when it comes to the mindset and the psychology of it. Do you have any resources or, like, let's say for books or anything that you can draw back to that you've been like, that contributed, that helped?
The only trading book that I read personally was the Candle Bible.
Okay.
That was it. Outside of that, it was really the courses for me. Because they have every single thing that you need, even when it comes to like, like the candle patterns and whatnot to look for. Like that's information that, you know, that mentor is going to give you. They're going to let you know exactly what you need to look out for to be successful in this space. Now, you can tweak those things from there on, you know, however way you want to tweak it. But everything that you need is honestly within these courses. Obviously, you know, do your due diligence and make sure you're getting your course from the right person.
Of course.
But it's all there. It's literally all there. That was one thing. There's no secret to any of this information. I think people overthink all of it. I think they overthink it when it comes to finding a mentor. When it comes to picking out a firm, it's pretty simple. Get a top-tier account.
Yeah.
You know, great faces behind it. You know, it just makes sense. So people overthink the entire process, and that's why it takes so long for things to work out for them, or it doesn't work out for them just because of how they're thinking. It has nothing to do with the skill set. I know a good amount of people who know what they're talking about when it comes to trading, but they're not profitable because of just how they think and the things that they do on a day-to-day basis. But it has nothing to do with them not knowing their technical analysis and things like that. It's just solely just how they're thinking, and only them can change. They're the only ones who can change that.
Yeah. I know you recently went kind of ghost on social media, took a step back, and I'm just curious as to know what the reason was for that.
Just solely to focus on my craft, and I wanted to think of something and come out with something that was really going to make a change. And me being on social media or showing profits and things like that, it doesn't benefit myself nor anybody else. So I just took the time back to just focus on me and figuring out how I'm going to move forward when it comes to building a brand behind all of this. And during this time period, I've just really been in tune with myself, really been in tune just with everything overall. And, you know, God blessed me with a great relationship that I found along the way with my new partner, Antonio. And he had this brand, Pay to Play. The name itself, like, this is a niche where you have to pay to play. You have to.
Yep.
I liked it. I loved it. My company was called A1 Trading Academy. I'm just like, hey, I'm willing to just do everything on a pay to play. Like, I don't mind, like, whatsoever. We connected so quick. His ideas, I loved them. My ideas, he loved them. I'm like, you know, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's create this. Let's get this community going for people. Let's help them. Let's sit down and really talk about what people need, what they need, and then how we can do it, and just let's execute from there.
Nice. Big vision.
Yeah.
Legacy that you have that you're wanting to create with what you're currently doing. Let's say, I'd hate to put a number on it because at the end of the day, time is time. But what is the big grand vision that you have for yourself? And has it changed since you started 3-4 years ago?
It hasn't. I would say it changed. Starting out, it was just more so me focusing on me giving myself that freedom, putting myself in that position to have that freedom, and my family.
Okay.
Now that I've done that, you know, I'm there. It's more so of giving other people that opportunity to do the same exact thing. And I want to help as many people as I possibly can. I wouldn't put necessarily a number on it, but anybody who actually wants to get there and is willing to put in that work, I'm ready. You know, our arms are open. Yeah, we're ready for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
This has been such a great conversation. Yeah, I appreciate it. And I selfishly love to sit in on these conversations and I guess help facilitate them ultimately, because I'm also taking notes. I'm gaining value from these interactions and conversations that I'm having. And I know everyone that's tuning in is also being able to extract some level of value from the conversations being had. And I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it really comes down to being able to hear someone's story.
Right.
And I think the representation within this industry is really great, because you see someone that maybe looks like you, sounds like you, comes from a similar background, and you're able to see what they've been able to create for themselves. And maybe they're a few steps ahead of you, but it's one of those things where I saw that for me when I was exposed a few years ago, saw a woman that looked like me, sounded like me, and I was like, if she can, why can't I?
Correct.
And so that's ultimately the premise and like the drive behind these conversations, because 3, 4, 5 years ago, your life looked a lot different.
Completely.
Yeah, and it's
sitting in a dorm.
Yeah, and it's really exciting to be able to have this conversation with you today. So yeah, I thank you. And I appreciate you. Let everyone know where they can find you online.
So you can find me on, as of right now, Instagram at BSC Major. That's BSCMVJOR. So yeah, that's my Instagram handle for now. And then from there, my link tree's in the bio. You can find me on any other platform right through there.
Great. Sounds good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And again, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, comment down below the biggest takeaway that you received from this conversation. We'd love to go through those and see what you guys are saying. But that's it, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.